This definitely captures the spirit of what we've heard from so many of our young people here today. And commenting on the situation, I work with a lot of indigenous communities around the world. I was just in Peru in June, working with some of the Amazonian peoples, and it was there that I met a lot of young people who were fighting, and happened to be fighting against oil corporations and the government at the time to protect the Amazon. And I think that's something that we're seeing in a lot of cases around the world, is that a lot of our young people are having to dedicate their energy to going against sometimes their own governments, or trying to make sure that they act strongly on climate change and to protect the environment, when it should be the governments that already are doing that in the first place. And I think that's why a lot of young people feel powerless, is they feel that their governments aren't listening to them because they have other interests in mind. And that it's really been young people that have been leading this movement, leading this environmental movement, and that governments have been falling behind to support them. I too have participated in a lot of the United Nations climate change negotiations. And I think what we've seen there, unfortunately, working with a lot of the young people from around the world, is that a lot of these talks are motivated mostly by economic interests. We have a lot of countries still that say that they can't afford to put their economies at stake while the future of our planet burns. And really, this also pretends a lot of, for example, false solutions like what we've heard of in Indonesia and Malaysia and Philippines. Solutions like where they talk about creating biofuels out of palm oil, or the same thing in the Amazon. These kind of things can threaten to destroy a lot of our natural environments. Meanwhile, some governments think that they're somehow solutions, or they destroy people's lives. And that's why we need to see our young people leading and proposing alternative ways and more holistic solutions to climate change that really get to the heart of the problem. And that's why I think the solutions that we've heard from here, solutions that involve a lot of young people in a really grassroots and a really democratic way, are the kind of solutions that are really going to transform our societies. We have the opportunity here to support each other and to get support from the governments as well. But I think Annie was right when she first said that sometimes we do need to demand to be heard when the governments won't listen to us, when politicians, when adults won't listen to the demands of young people and won't listen to the voices of future generations. Because we really only have one chance to get this right, to try and fix climate before it's too late. And the issue of who has power, I think we have the power. We are the majority, and we are the future. We have to remember that together we can change the world simply by changing our hearts and minds and acting on it, and then the politicians will follow.